Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's K-E-S-H-W-A-N-I, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for SAT. We have been solving SAT math problems out of this book here, the official SAT study guide. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problem that we are about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 861 rather. Please turn to it, page 861, and today is our lesson number 120. Problem number 15 and 16 in the second column is what we are about to do. Problem number 14 and 13 and 14 that you see in the first column, we did those yesterday, so if you need help with those questions, watch day number 119. Number 15 and 16, I'm going to do number 16 first, because 16 is nastier one. Let's take care of that first. In a rectangle ABCD, so we have in a rectangle ABCD, E is the midpoint of BC. I was about to say that we have a rectangle ABC, I was about to draw it, but it turns out that there is no rectangle that is given to us. We'll have to produce a rectangle of our own based on the instructions that are given to us. So let's do that. In rectangle ABCD, E is the midpoint of BC. Alright. So here's our rectangle. It looks fairly decent. A, B, C, and D. It is very important that you know how to christen these vertices. We learned this word christen, it means to name something. And vertices is a plural of vertex, and vertex, of course, as you know, is a very fancy way of saying a corner of a picture. These are corners. These corners are referred to as vertices in the language of mathematics. It is very important that you know how to name them. There is certain convention, there is certain tradition, there are certain rules that you have to follow. You cannot just go willy-nilly. In other words, you cannot just draw a rectangle here and go A, B, C, D. That won't do. The rule is that you must start with one corner and then either go clockwise or anti-clockwise. You must go either clockwise or anti-clockwise, or as Americans would say, counterclockwise. One or the other. And I prefer to go clockwise. So if I were to start, for example, from here, we would have gone clockwise. This would have been B, this would have been C, and this would have been D. I happen to start from here for no good reason. Do you understand? For no good reason. You can pick anything, any corner that you like. I myself prefer to start with the lower left-hand corner and work my way up clockwise. That's just the way I do it. But it doesn't matter which corner you start with, but you must follow this convention that you have to go clockwise or anti-clockwise. That's what they are assuming. The authors who write these questions, they assume that you follow these conventions. Otherwise, the problem is not going to make any sense. The word christen is what I was looking for. I believe we learned it on day number 63. Let me just double check. Christen. There you go, day 63. If you want to learn that word properly, just type in vocabulary day 63 and it will pop right up, and you can learn that word along with some other useful words to help you improve your vocabulary. In the rectangle ABCD, E is the midpoint of BC. E is the midpoint of BC. Here is B to C. E falls right in the middle. So far so good. If the area of the quadrilateral ABED, area of the quadrilateral ABED, let's put it in double line so we can see it, ABED, this area we are told, area of ABED is 2/3. The question is, what's the area of ABCD? What's the area of ABCD? The whole thing. So here's what's going on. Look at the answer choices. I'm going to give you a quick overview. This is the last question. Most likely you will be running out of time in the real exam. If the clock is ticking, there are only a few seconds left and you don't have the time to finish this question, or you don't know how to do it. In either scenario, you have to learn how to make an intelligent guess. Not guessing like a wild monkey, that's not what I'm suggesting. If you're going to pick one answer out of 5, you're just wasting your time. It's not going to help your score. you're just wasting your time. You're better off using the time someplace else. Intelligent guessing in the SAT means that you are able to get rid of at least 2 answer choices. If you can get rid of 2 answer choices, then it's okay to go ahead and guess among the remaining 3 answer choices. Just pick one from the remaining 3 and your score will improve because the odds are in your favor. Odds are in your favor because for every question that you come across in a situation like this, where you have crossed out 2 answer choices and that's all you can do, your odds are 1 out of 3, which means you will get 1 right, 2 wrong. For the 2 that you get wrong, you will have to pay a penalty of 1/4 of a point, which means you will lose half a point, but then you still make a profit of half a point. Do you understand? So that's what we're going to do first. Answer choice D that you see there is what I call the classic sucker answer. It's a classic sucker answer. It's too good to be true. Without doing anything at all, they just sit there and say, well, that's 2/3 and the entire thing has got to be 1. Another answer choice that you can cross out is E. E says 8/3. 8/3 is more than 2. 8/3 is 8/3. Look. E says 8/3, which is 2 2/3. I mean, use your common sense. If the area of ABED is only 2/3, do you really think that just by adding this part alone, just by adding ECD, this small triangle will go from 2/3 to 2 2/3? Of course not. This is too large. So we crossed out D because D was too sucker. We crossed out E because it is too large. There you go. We have achieved the goal that we wanted to achieve. We wanted to cross out 2 answer choices that did not make any sense, and we have done so. So if you don't have the time to do the problem properly, or if you don't know how to do it, just pick one among the remaining choices. What else can you cross out? I just realized that there is one more silly answer, silly idiotic answer, which is half. Half. How can the area of the entire thing ABCD be half when the area of ABED is 2/3? It makes absolutely no sense. And yet, when this exam was given, when this particular exam was given, and not just this exam, any question, thousands and thousands of people were sitting there and proudly telling the exam giver rather, the college board, that the answer is half. They're telling them that because the area of ABED is 2/3, therefore the area of the whole thing is got to be less than 2/3. It is utter nonsense. Half is too small. We have done a very good job. You have a 50-50 chance of getting lucky. Just pick one, flip a coin, pick one and move on. You're going to be right half the time, you're going to be wrong half the time, which is perfectly fine. There's nothing to fret about, there's nothing to worry about. The odds are in your favor. Do you understand? Out of the 4 questions that you do it like that, you're going to get 2 wrong, 2 right, you will gain 2 points, you will lose half a point, your net profit will be 1.5 points. Anyway, enough said, let's finish it up. So we know A is too small, we know E is too large, A is too small, E is too large, D is too sucker. Answer is either B or C. So now we have to do the work. Now we have no choice but to do the work if we have the time and if we know how to do it. If these 2 conditions are not met, then just pick one answer choice and move on. Let's do it. Finish it up. Enough of the talk. What we have to do here is to break up this thing, break it up into 4 equal parts. I hope that you're able to see that these are 4 equal parts. And we are told that 1, 2, 3, we are told that 3 parts equal 2/3. 3 parts equal 2/3. There are a couple of routes we can go about. We can do it in decimal or we can do it in fraction. I'm just going to show you the quickest way. 2/3 we know is approximately 0.66. Okay, stay with me in the story. If 3 parts are 66, then 1 part implies 1 part must be 0.22 approximately. This implies that 1 part must be 22. The entire thing is made up of 1, 2, 3 and 4. That implies that 4 parts must be 0.88 approximately. And answer choice B says 3/4. Answer choice B says 3/4. 3/4, of course, we can clearly see is not 0.88, it is 0.75. Therefore, the answer is not B. We are looking for 0.88. The answer is C. This is one way to go about it. Another way to continue with this problem is to continue the entire problem in fraction, which is this way. Again, 3 parts equal 2/3. Therefore, 1 part will equal 2/3 times 1/3. You see, this is getting complicated. 2/3 times 1/3 will give us 2/9, which is 1 part, and therefore 4 parts would be 4 times 2/9 or 8/9. But I wouldn't recommend doing the bottom way because it's too tedious, too many chances to make a mistake, and too much to think. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. One more time. If 3 parts are equal to 2/3, 2/3 is approximately 0.66. This is contrary to what you usually hear me say. I always tell you that I hate dealing with decimal. I don't like it. But once in a while, you have to be clever. Ask yourself, if decimal makes your life easy, which in this case it does, because 0.66 I can very easily divide by 3. 0.66 divided by 3 is 0.22, which is, if 3 parts equals 66, 1 part must equal 0.22, and therefore 4 parts equals 0.88, because we're not interested in what the answer is. There are only 2 answer choices left. Listen very carefully. Learn how to take the exam. When we are down to 2 answer choices, or even when we are not down to 2 answer choices, in a standardized exam, we are not interested in finding out what the right answer is. Our goal simply is to be able to recognize the wrong answer, particularly when you're down to 2. When you're down to 2, if you can recognize one of them is the wrong answer, you're done. 3/4 is not 0.88, so it must be 8/9. Whatever the hell 8/9 works out to be, we really don't care. Number 15. And of course it would work out to be something close to 0.88, you understand? Number 15. I'll give you a second to absorb it. I'm still here. I'm just getting out of the frame. Okay, number 15. A store charges $28 for a certain type of sweater. Alright. So the price is $28. This price is 40% more than the amount it cost the store to buy the sweater. Alright. So this $28 that we see there equals, it's 40% more than the cost. So this $28 equals cost plus 40% of cost. It says this price of $40 is this price is 40% more than the amount it costs the store to buy one of these sweaters, which means this $28 that we see here is equal to 1.4 times the cost. At the end of the season, and of course we can figure out the cost from that before we go any further, divide both sides by 1.4. If you divide both sides by 1.4, because I have the feeling that we're going to have to figure out the cost soon, this 1.4 will drop out and the cost equals 28 over 1.4. And as I told you a little while ago in the last question, I hate dealing with decimals. I don't like them. So whenever I see the decimals, I want to get rid of them as soon as I can. The only way you can get rid of 1.4 and make it into a whole number is to multiply the top and bottom by 10. Multiply top and bottom by 10. And if you do that, 28 times 10 is 280, or you can leave it like that, and 1.4 times 10 will be 14. We could have left it like that. We could have left the top as 28 times 10, and then 28 divided by 14 is 2, and it's 2 times 10. So it turns out that the cost is $20. The cost of the sweater is $20. It costs $20 for the store to buy it. They tag on 40% on top of that, and they sell it for $28, which makes sense because if the cost is $20, 10% of $20 is $2, and therefore 40% would be $8. This is the dollar sign. It will be $8. So they add $8 to $20, which is their profit. Their profit is 40% of the cost, and they sell it for $28. Anyway, let's read the rest of it. At the end of the season, at an end of season sale, the store employees can purchase any remaining sweater at 30% of the store's cost. How much would it cost an employee to purchase a sweater of this type at this sale? Very simple. They're going to get 30% off. Employees get 30% off $20. Again, 10% of $20 is $2. Therefore, 30% will be 3 times as much, or $6. In other words, they get $6 off. Off what? They get $6 off, not the price, but off the cost. Whatever it costs the store, they get $6 off. Therefore, employees pay $14. Employees pay $14. They get $6 off. And the answer is B. Alright, listen, we finished this exam. Today was day number 120. Since each exam is 15 video, each exam takes 15 videos to finish. Because each exam contains 3 math sections, it takes me 5 videos to do 1 section. Therefore, each exam takes 15 days, 15 videos to do it. 120 is divisible by 15, which means today is the end of exam number 8. We have 2 more exams to go, hence 30 more videos, and at the end of day number 150 we'll be done. We will have been done with the entire 10 exams, which was the goal when we started out this journey about 2 months ago. So I will see you tomorrow, where we'll begin our penultimate exam. Let's close this video on another vocabulary word. Tomorrow we'll begin our penultimate exam. What does penultimate mean? Penultimate is just a very fancy way of saying second to the last. Exam number 9, because there are only 10 of them, exam number 9 qualifies as the penultimate exam. When did we learn this word, penultimate? Second to the last. Day number 11. If you're interested in learning this word, along with some other interesting, useful word to help you raise your score in the reading portion of the exam, having a decent vocabulary is a must. You can learn this word and other words that appear in this particular video and other videos. Just type in vocabulary, day 11, and it will pop right up. And if it doesn't, try typing it with my name. Just type in vocabulary day 11 and Keshwani next to it. It will pop right up. I will see you tomorrow, okay? Bye now.